بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي ليس لأوليته ابتداء ولا لأزليته انقضاء وانحسرت الأوصاف عن كنه معرفته ورضعت عظمته العقول والذي لا تواري عنه سماء ولا أرض أرضاه ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيد البرحاء سيد المرسلين والأنبياء أبي القاسم محمد المصطفى
اللهم صل على محمد
وعلى الجوهرة القدسية البتول العذراء سيدة النساء فاطمة الزهراء وعلى بعلها أمير المؤمنين وبنيها الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا لا سيما على بقية الله وحجته الكبرى الذي بيمنه رزق الورى وبوجوده ثبتت الأرض والسماء ولولاه لصاخت الأرض بأهلها واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من حين عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم وفرقانه المجيد وقوله الحق بقية الله خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. صلوات. Tabrik and congratulations to all of you. Tonight we are commemorating the Maulid, the birth of Wali al-Asr, Sahib-uz-Zaman, al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, al-Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salatu wassalam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
And I was talking about the khasa'is, some of those specific attributes of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. We talked about some in the previous lesson, previous night, and would like to continue to end inshallah this subject tonight. So I talked about the first specific attribute was about his sharaf, his nasab and lineage is the most noble among all the lineage from the father's side and the mother's side likewise, and the second was about his nur was qa'im and standing and glittering like a star among the anwar of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. The third was him taken away by two angels soon after the birth that never happened for any other ma'soom. Fourth was the house of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman in paradise is called Baytul Hamd, where there is a candle lit and will always be there as lit and will never be extinguished. And the fifth one was he's the only one who is allowed to combine the kunyat and the name of the Prophet. It's not allowed for anybody else to combine that. The sixth one was the hurmat and the fact that putting the mentioning his name is not allowed and forbidden in the time of his ghaibat. The seventh was he's the Khatamul Awsiya, the seal of all the deputies. There will be no deputy and wasi after him. The eighth specific attribute was about his soon after his birth he went into the ghaibat, whether it was the Sohra, the lesser absence period, or the greater absence period which started later on, but he's the Ma'soom who was sent into the ghaibat. Ruhul Qudus is the one who is given the assignment to to take care of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. The ninth specific attribute was the fact that he never lived with any of the kafirin or munafiqeen or mushrikeen or mulhideen or zanadiq, throughout his life. And that's specific to him. The 10th one was he has no bay'at of any taghut in his neck. The previous imams never accepted any taghut. We never accept any zalim, right? But they were living, they were living in the times of zalimeen. Prophet established the first Islamic government, later on in Medina, but in Mecca, the government was not in his hands. Imam Ali Islam was living in the time of the people of Saqifa, and so on and so forth. Imam Hassan's government lasted for just few months, 7-8 months approximately. All the Imams were living in the time of the Taghut. So for Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam, he never lived under any Taghut. No, so he is in the Ghaibat, not living under any in the government of any Taghut. He's beyond their access and control. 11th specific attribute was he had an alamat and sign behind his back, which is the alamat and sign of imamat, making him similar to what the Prophet had, an alamat and sign of nubuwwat on his back. The 12th specific attribute of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam was the fact that he's mentioned in the previous books of Allah, and also the riwayat which are related to Mi'raj and ascension of the Prophet. So Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman is mentioned in the previous books, just like we have the Holy Prophet mentioned and with the and the scriptures of Jews and Christians. The 13th specific attribute was the zuhur, an appearance of strange signs before his appearance, and I talked about the fact that the signs are, I mentioned to you that there are approximately 400 signs in total. The 14th specific attribute of Imam alayhi salam was as-sayha, means the cry which refers to this announcement of Jibreel from the ghaib, where every single person on the east and the west will hear that voice. And the 15th specific attribute was the fact that galaxies and stars and the galaxies around us will be slowed down by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the 16th specific sign was the zuhur of Mushaf of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. In the time of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam, he is going to bring that great Mushaf of Imam Ali, how he compiled the same Holy Quran. It's not a different Quran, the same Holy Quran in the sequence of Sha'nun Nuzul. And the 17th specific attribute of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam was there will be a piece of cloud hovering over his head when he would appear at the Holy Kaaba. And the 18th specific attribute is what I'm going to start from today. So we learned up till yesterday, we learned the 17th. Now is the turn for the 18th one. The 18th specific attribute of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam is that all the angels and the jinns are part of the army of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam and part of his supporters. So this is the 18th specific attribute of Imam. So angels will come down to help the Imam. So and the jinns will also be helping the Imam. So this is something again specific to Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. If you recall in the story of Ashura, وَقَدْ نَزِلَ مِنَ الْمَلَائِكَةِ 4,000 4,000 angels descended down on the day of Ashura. فَوَجَدُوهُ قَدْ قُتِلَ. By the time they arrived, they found Imam Hussain was already killed.
فهم عند قبره حتى يقوم القائم. The hadith says those 4,000 angels will stay at the grave of Imam Hussein until Imam al-Qa'im uprises. And shi'aruhum ya latharat al-Hussein. And their slogan is that you're going to take the revenge of Hussein. So these 4,000 angels are crying at the grave of Imam Hussein. They asked from Allah to stay at the grave, and Allah allowed them to stay at the grave. They are crying over Imam Hussein, and they will be part of the army as well with the rest of the angels. And when our great Urafa, they go to the shrine of Imam Hussein, they hear the voice of these angels who are crying over Imam Hussein, which we don't hear. So this is the 18th specific attribute of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam, that in his army of supporters there will be all the angels and the jinns. So angels and jinns will be there. The 19th specific attribute is that the day and night have zero impact on the personality of Imam alayhi salam. So his age is so long, mashallah, 255 Hijrah, 14th of Sha'baan, in the night, getting close to the time of Sahar, on before the 15th. So you can calculate how many years. So more than about 1200 years, right? So, but he has no impact of the time on him, and when he appears, the hadith says that he will appear like a Shabun Duna Arba'in Sana, like a young man of 40 years, less than 40 years of age. So he will appear like a 40 years old man or less than that. So there is no impact of the passage of days and nights, and rotation of the earth and the sun and all those things on him. So he has no impact of time over him. He's called Sahib-uz-Zaman, the owner of the time. He owns the time, and time has no impact on him. So Prophet used to get old, Amir al-Mu'mineen used to get old, Imam al-Hasan used to get old, rest of the Imam used to get old. We're talking about the specific attributes of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, not found for any other Masoom. Right? So Prophet Khidr alayhi salam is also alive, but he is getting old. He's very, very old person. He will look like an old person. If somebody looks at Prophet Khidr, he will look like an old person. Prophet Idris is also present, right? Prophet Isa is also present, but none of them are similar in the attributes of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman. So this is the 18th specific attribute of the Imam. So let's go to the 19th, sorry, that's the 19th. Let's go to the 20th. The 20th attribute, which is specific to the Imam, is there will be ceasefire taking place between all the wild animals and the cattle. Hadith says, "Istalahat as-siba'u wal-baha'im." Baha'im means the, cow and sheep and goat. These are called baha'im. This is a plural of bahima. Bahima, in Arabic we call them bahima because kalamuha mubham. These animals, their talk is, is ambiguous, ununderstandable for us. Ambiguous talk, because their talk is mubham. That's why we call them bahima, right? So in the plural of bahima is baha'im. These are the cattle, and then the siba are the wild beasts. So lions and all the wild cats and so on and so forth, all the wild animals. So you find in the time of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam, all the wild animals will be at peace, will be at ceasefire, will be in truce situation with the cattle. So you can probably see a lion drinking water next to a sheep, and it's not going to disturb the sheep at all because
they are behaving like friends towards each other instead of enemy towards one towards the other. This is specific to Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam only. So and also it's narrated hatta in al-mar'ata, if you can find a woman traveling from Iraq to Sham all the way alone, and she may be having her own zinat and adornments with her, and nobody is going to bother her, and even the wild beasts, she would have no fear of any wild beast on her long way. So this is the situation where the animosity from the wild beasts will be removed. This is only specific to Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. The 21st specific attribute of the Imam alayhi salam is returning back of the dead people. It never happened in the past. Certain dead people will be returned back for the Imam. For example, so we have this narration narrated by Shaykh al-Mufid rahmatullahi alayh, that 27 people from the nation of Prophet Musa will be returned back for Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam. They are part of the companions of the Imam. Ashabul Kahf, people of the cave who are sleeping. Nobody knows they are 5 or they are 7. Whatever is the number, that's in the ilmul ghaib of Allah. Ashabul Kahf are confirmed to be, according to the hadith, they are part of the companions of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam. They are salihin, they are great people. Likewise, Yusha bin Nun, who was the wasi and deputy of Prophet Isa alayhi salam, will be resurrected back into life in this world to support the Imam. Likewise, among the companions of the Holy Prophet, Salman and Abu Dhar and Abu Dajjana al-Ansari and Meelad ibn al-Aswad. These people will be returned back in the time of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam to support him. Among the companions of Imam Ali alayhi salam, Malik ibn al-Ashtar, the commander-in-chief of Imam's army, will be returned back to support Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam according to the narration. And so basically we can also be part of that army. Every mu'min can be part of that. The hadith says if a mu'min recites Du'a'ul Ahad 40 mornings, 40 mornings regularly, for 40 mornings, you will become part of the supporters of the Imam. Some of the narrations say even if a mu'min dies, Imam alayhi salam is going to come to his grave and say, and it will be said on behalf of the Imam, somebody would say, it will be said to the person, Ya Hava, qad dhahara imamuka. Oh you, your Imam has appeared. If you want to join him, join. So if you want to stay, وَإِنْ شِئْتَ أَنْ تَبْقَى فِي كَرَامَةِ رَبِّكَ فَأَقِمْ. If you want to stay in the dignity of your Lord, stay. So these women are dignified. They already have karamat and dignity before Allah. Right? So they will be given an option to choose whether they want to stay in the karamat and dignity of Allah or want to join the Imam, because they deserve to join, right? So what we need to focus on, brothers and sisters, more importantly, is on our own selves. You know, taharatul qalb of the person, tazkiyatun nafs. You know, that's the most important thing. So if we have al-jihad al-akbar, battling against our own desires, right? Only then we are entitled to do al-jihad al-asghar and support the Imam alayhi salam. Those who have not done al-jihad al-akbar, the greater fight and battle against our own whims and wishes and desires, they don't deserve to join the army. This is the army of tayyib and tahir and pure people. So this is what we are supposed to focus on. More importantly,
even if we don't survive till the appearance of the Imam, it's not a big deal, because even if we die before Imam appears, it's not a big deal, because Imam will come to the grave and we will be given an option to again come back to life to support the Imam. So that should not be the focus of our attention, that I should survive until Imam appears. Whether I survive or I don't, it's irrelevant. My focus of dua should be the taharatul qalb, that I purify my soul so I am given a chance to be resurrected back to support the Imam, because that will only be given if I have that level of taharat and purification of the soul. That's the more important thing to focus on. Instead of praying to Allah, oh my Lord, keep me alive until I see the face of the Imam. Very good to say, there's nothing wrong to say that, but that should not be the focus. There were so many who were present in seeing the beautiful face of Imam Ali alayhi salam, but how many supported Imam Ali? There were so many present in the time of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, and they saw the beautiful face of Imam Hassan. How many supported Imam Hassan? So that's not the point. The point is to have the, tazkiyatul nafs and taharatul qalb and purification of the soul, to end up having the ma'rifat of the Imam to support him. Number 22, specific attribute number 22 is that, the earth is going to bring out all of its treasures. Nothing of the treasures of the earth will be left inside. All the treasures will be brought out. That never happened in the history of the world. Never happened even once. That earth brought out all of its treasures for the humankind, it never happened. So this is going to happen for Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman. It's not only his specific attribute. So the 23rd specific attribute is there will be abundant rain, and not even one handspan of earth will be found that is dry. Not even one handspan of earth that will be found, all the deserts included. So in the time of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam, it will be a green. We're talking about a green world. Attribute number 24, which is specific to the Imam, is takmeelul uqul. He is going to wada'a yadahu. He's going to place his hand, and our intellects will reach to a higher level of brainstorming and comprehension, higher level of understanding, higher level of ta'aqqul. So the uqul of his followers will become, kamil and perfected. This has never happened in any previous time. This one's of the specific attributes for the supporters of the Imam. So when these supporters are not ordinary people. If you recall, Prophet called the people of Akhir-uz-Zaman to be his brothers. Right? I mentioned that hadith in one of my sermons for those of you who are present, where Prophet said, Allahumma laqini ikhwani, oh my Lord, make me meet my brothers. And the companion said, are we not your brothers? فَلَسْنَا إِخْوَانَكَ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. And Prophet said, أَنْتُمْ أَصْحَابِي, you are my companions. Ikhwani, my brothers, are those people who are going to be in the Akhir-uz-Zaman. إِنَّكُمْ لَوْ تُحَمَّلُوا لِمَا حُمِّدُوا لَمْ تَصْبِرُوا صَبْرَهُمْ. If you were given the burden of what they will be burdened, you won't stand. You won't be able to tolerate. So people in the final times will go through so much hardships and zulm and challenges from the enemies, and taghuts will not sell their fate, will not endorse the taghuts and zalimeen, will not sympathize with them in their wrong policies, will continue to resist against the zulm. They will become battle hardened. They will become run-of-the-mill experts in protecting and defending their religion. So these people, when they go through all that, the Ansar of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman, some narrations say Allah will drop the knowledge into their hearts. And that's where the ta'wil means the hidden meaning. We have Tanzeel al-Quran is the apparent meaning. Ta'wil al-Quran, al-ma'na al-batini, the hidden meaning.
the ta'weel of Quran, of this ayat of Quran will appear at that time. يُغْنِ اللَّهُ كُلًّا مِنْ سَعَتِهِ. So we learn from this verse of Holy Quran, Allah is going to, make all from His His side. He's going to provide, make them sufficient from His expansion. Attribute number 25 is, increase in the strength of the supporters of the Imam. This is also present in the narrations. They would be able to, without any devices or instruments or cell phone or whatever, without any devices, they're going to be able to communicate with the Imam without any devices. So, attribute number 26 is about the prolonged lives of the supporters of the Imam alayhi salam. They will have prolonged lives. Barakat has been gone from the lives of the humans. Earlier times had longer lives. We witnessed longer lives in the humans, right? And a lot of things happen because of what us, the humans, have done towards Allah. So barakat, blessings have been removed. At that time is the time of blessings. The 27th attribute is removal of ahat and da'f and balaya from the bodies of the supporters of the Imam. They will be freed from those calamities and weaknesses. Attribute number 28 for Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman is the increased power of his supporters, which is also mentioned in the hadith. Attribute number 29 is about istighna'ul khalq. People will get rid of istaghna al-ibadu an dawi shams, the sun rays. So Imam ashraqat al-ardu bi nur rabbiha. The hadith says when Imam al-Qaim appears, the earth will glitter with the nur of its Lord. Ashraqat al-ardu bi nur rabbiha. And the hadith of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says, Rabbul ard, Imam al-ard. Please say salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
That means the Rabb of the earth. Rabb means the Murabbi, the one who is doing the upbringing and tarbiyat of the whole earth and its dwellers. It's the Imam of the time. So, استغنى العباد عن ضوء الشمس وصار الليل والنهار واحدا. And day and the night becomes one. Attribute number 30 for Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam is about him having the flag of Rasulullah with him. So he's the one who's going to have the flag of Rasulullah. Attribute number 31 is that the body armor, dir, yastawi alayhi dir'u Rasulullah, the body armor of the Holy Prophet never fit into the body of any other human being throughout the history. As many people who tried it on, they never find the body armor of the Prophet fitting onto their bodies. The only individual, I mentioned in last night's speech that we have Imam al-Hasan al-Islam also resembling the Holy Prophet. We have Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam also representing the Holy Prophet, but no one was as mushabih, as similar as Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman in terms of the appearance of the body. In terms of the ruhaniyat and spiritual attributes, all the Imams are the same. They are part of the nur of the Prophet. They are all similar to the Prophet from that aspect. We are talking about the appearance of the body. So the body armor of the Prophet never fit into any other body and is going to fit on the body of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman only. And likewise, number 31 is Allah has provided. Allah is going to provide for him the ride over the cloud, that he can fly over the cloud wherever he wishes to go. This is also mentioned in the hadith. So, attribute number 33 is about رفع التقية والخوف. Taqiyya and fear is going to be gone. Right now, a lot of things of the religion are not feasible for our mujtahids to talk about, and they do not talk about, because they understand the Holy Quran very well, they understand the Hadith very well, they understand the Sunnah of Prophet and Ahlul Bayt very well, they understand the maslahat and what is good and what's bad for the Islamic Ummah very well. So they don't talk about several things of Islam are kept hidden. And in the Dua al-Iftitah, which we recite every night of the month of Ramadan, it's mustahab to be recited, right? We say, Hatta la yakhtafiya bi shay'in min al-haqq makhafata ahadin min al-khalq. So send back the Imam over time to us so that he does not hide anything from the haqq because of the fear of the people. Because of the fear of the enemies, a lot of things of Islam are kept hidden and not told to the Ummah, because simply it's not the right thing, because we don't have the government in our hand. So this is the state of taqiyya, protecting the religion. Taqiyya means protecting your faith. Protecting and defending your faith requires that kind of camouflage. And there's a khawf of kuffar and mushrikeen and munafiqeen. For Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam, no. So, وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ, Allah says in the Holy Quran, وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلَ الصَّالِحَاتِ مِنْكُمْ لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ وَلَيُمَكِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ دينهم الذي ارتضى لهم ولا يبدلنهم من بعد خوفهم أمنا يعبدونني لا يشركون بي شيئا. This is going to happen. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is going to give the government back to the Khalifa, his vicegerent, and now the control will be given back to the Imam alayhi salam, and his chosen religion is going to surface up, and Allah is going to change the state of fear to the state of security and peace. So when that happens, everyone is going to conveniently worship one Lord and avoid the associating of partners with Allah. Attribute number 34 is that the government of the whole world will come to him. If you remember, Imam Ali alayhi salam, once he said that la tahtafanna dunya alayna ba'da shimasiha atfa ad-durus ala waladiha. Imam Ali alayhi salam once remembered his son, Imam Mahdi, and said this statement. It's a very good statement. Every statement of his is very good, but Imam Ali said once, remembering his son Imam Mahdi, that la ta'tafanna dunya. Soon this earth is definitely going to bend to us. Ba'da shimasiha, after its rebellion, atfa ad-durus ala waladiha. Just like the Rus camel rebels against its, the Rus is the she camel. In Arabic, is the she camel, which gives a hard time to its owner. Owner wants to milk the camel. The camel doesn't want that. She wants to save the milk for her own baby. So the she camel gives a hard time to the owner and doesn't allow the owner to milk her. That camel who is rebelling against the owner to protect its milk for its own baby, a camel is called the darus in Arabic. So Imam Ali alayhi salam said, Atfa darus ala walidaha. Just like the darus camel initially rebels, but later on it submits to its owner, similarly this dunya is going to submit to us, Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. This is right now in the state of rebellion. Rebellion against God. Those who have more influence, those who have more money, the more money we make, the more rebellious we become. Unless if somebody has the taharatul qalb, like Hazrat Khadija alayhi salam, and those are very precious few people. Look at the largest amount of money. How much money can you make? Can you make more than the Zionist lobbies? Can you make more money than the Rothschilds family, who have trillions of dollars? Come on, right? It's the arrangement of Allah. It's not a coincidental. So Allah arranged it like this. So you can never compete with them with the money. Stop knocking on the door that Quran has already locked. Even you, no matter how much you lock the door and try otherwise, you're not going to make your way out because it's already locked up by the Holy Quran. لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء. Isn't the door locked up by Allah? Some people are trying to open the door and nullify the Holy Quran. Na'udhu billah min dhalik. This is exactly what some people are doing, right? So, it's not about the money. You can never... Allah has intentionally given money more to the Zionists. They deserve it. They deserve it. Our Urufah say, when you ask the dua to Allah, ask the ma'navi blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the material blessings Allah gives even to the animals. You don't have to worry about that. Allah does not leave anybody without the sustenance. Yes, there are humans who are blocking the sustenance of other fellow human beings. In Yemen, 30 million people are at the brink of starvation because of the human beings. Not because of Allah. So, the 38th specific attribute of Imam alayhi salam is that he is going to do the qada and judgment based on his ilm al-ghaib. And this was never done by the Holy Prophet. This was never done by Imam Ali salam. Never done by any other Imam. This was only done in our history by one individual, Prophet Sulaiman bin Dawood alayhi salam. He used to do judgments based on his knowledge given by Allah. And this is going to happen for Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman. You will not ask for any bayyina, Islamically acceptable evidence, quote unquote, 2 just witnesses, 2 adil witnesses, or 4 adil witnesses for certain crimes. He's not going to wait or ask for any of those witnesses or anyone else to give him the news or information, what happened, what didn't happen. He has the ilm al-ghaib. He is the only person whom Allah has obliged and empowered to issue judgments based on his absolute divine knowledge of the unseeable, ilm al-ghaib, and he will pass the judgments based on his own knowledge without seeking any witnesses. Enough is enough. So, 38th specific attribute of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam is the completion of knowledge. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says that all that was brought by the previous messengers were 2 words of the knowledge among the 29 words total of knowledge. When Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam would appear, he will bring the rest of the 27 huruf, kalimat, huruf, and will combine those huruf 27 with the 2, and that's how the knowledge will be completed. 29 huruf. Knowledge is 29 huruf. Number 39 specific attribute of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, that his supporters will also be given weapons from the heaven. The narration talks about that, about the swords. So, 40th attribute of specific to him is that um, uh, you know, is that he's going to bring out the streams of water and milk from the same stone which is with him, from the same stone from which Prophet Musa brought out the 12 streams. If you recall in the history of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when children of Israel asked him, he brought out miraculously the 12 streams from that stone, right? So the same stone is with Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam, and when he's going to move from Makkah after appearance towards Kufa, next agenda is to get rid of the forces of the Dajjal from Iraq. So he is going to move to Kufa from Makkah, and it will be announced by an announcer. No one is supposed to carry any food or drink. Whenever the caravan will stay in the middle, Imam will miraculously bring out the fountains from the same stone which is there from the time of Prophet Musa, and people will eat and drink from the miracle of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. 42 is that descending of Prophet Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam from the heaven number 4, As-Sama al-Rabi'a, Asman al-Chaharon. Prophet Isa will come back, and long narration narrated in Kitab al-Mukhtasar of Hassan bin Sulaiman al-Hilli rahmatullah alayh, talks about the Hadith al-Mi'raj, where Prophet said to the Holy Allah said to the Holy Prophet that it's a long narration, and then so in that narration Allah says that Isa is going to be, Allah is going to bring Isa to pray behind the son of the Holy Prophet Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. And I'm coming close to the end. Attribute number 43 is that Qatlud Dajjal. Dajjal is going to be killed by Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. So, who was serving as an adab and punishment of Allah on the ummah of the Prophet for their sins. What the ummah has done after the Prophet towards the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and Dajjal was serving as a punishment over the ummah, and they will go through those pains and punishments through Dajjal, will be killed by the Imam. And attribute number, I think it's the second last or the third last, 44, is that it's not allowed for anyone to recite 7 takbirat over the janazah, the dead corpse of anybody after Imam Ali alayhi salam. It was only recited for the janazah of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, and after him it would be Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam, for whose Salatul Mayyit 7 takbirat will again be recited in the history. This is specific to Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam. Number 45 is that the tasbih of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman alayhi salam is from the 18th to the end of the month. Okay, every day of the month has a tasbih for the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt. Day number 1 of a month belongs to Rasulullah. Day number 2 of the month belongs to Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. There is a specific tasbih mentioned in the hadith that this is the tasbih of Imam Ali alayhi salam, mustahab for us to recite. Day number 3 belongs to Sayyidah Fatima alayhi salam. Day number 4 belongs to Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. Day number 5 belongs to Imam al-Hussein, and so on and so forth, until you reach Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. The 10th and the 11th, now from him, he has 2 days, not one. 10th and 11th day of the Islamic calendar month belong to Imam al-Rida alayhi salam, and the tasbih should be recited. Tasbih of Imam al-Rida should be recited in those 2 days in every lunar calendar month. Day number 12 and 13 belongs to Imam al-Taqi al-Jawad alayhi salam. Day number 14 and 15 belongs to Imam Ali al-Naqi alayhi salam. Day number 16 and 17 belongs to Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. And day number 18 till the end of the Islamic calendar month, these days
The tasbih belongs to Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman.
The only Imam who has, and this is the tasbih of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam. Those of you who want, I can write it for you. Subhanallah adada khalqihi, mustahab to be recited from day 18 to the end of the month. Subhanallah rida nafsihi, Subhanallah midada kalimatihi, Subhanallah zinata arshihi, walhamdulillahi misla dhalik. This is the tasbih of Imam Sahib-uz-Zaman Islam, mustahab to be recited from day 18 till the end of every Islamic calendar month. Attribute number 46, mukhtasat. We are talking about the specific attributes of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Attribute number 46 is the last one tonight, is the the end of all the zalim rulers in the world. And that is the attribute which all the Taghuts were afraid of throughout the history. They were sending women spies into the house of Imam al-Askari to find out whether Hazrat Narjis Khatun was pregnant with him or not. Right? Just like Fir'aun, La'natullah alayhi, did to kill the babies. Right? So this is confirmed. Even the Banu Umayyah had yaqeen about that. That's why they were spying against Ahlul Bayt. So, end of all the zalim governments, and the government of the whole world will turn back to him. Imam al-Sadiq, I will end over this. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam in his life was reciting this shi'r, this poetry. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam was reciting this poetry. لِكُلِّ أُنَاسٍ دَوْلَةٌ يَرْقُبُونَهَا. Every group of people, every people have a government that they wait for it. وَدَوْلَتُنَا فِي آخِرِ الدَّهْرِ يَظْهَرُ. And our government at the end of the time is going to appear. وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. يا الله 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 يا الله. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الكفار والمنافقين. اللهم انصر من نصر الدين واخذل من خذل المسلمين. اللهم انصر واحفظ وأيد علماءنا الربانيين ومراجعنا الربانيين سيب الولي الفقيه قائد المسلمين. اللهم انصر جيوش المسلمين وعساكر الموحدين. اللهم فك عن الأسراء المسلمين. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى وعجل في فرج مولانا صاحب الزمان واجعلنا من أنصاره وأشياعه وأتباعه وأعوانه بجاه محمد وآله الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد.